pages lacking interest. Nothing surprises me anymore. A twist of thumb no longer interest. Still my eyes are lower. I love this paper, this paper. Well, I don't need your promote to see the place. Instead of just have to play. Do I make you say? To speak, expose your heart. The answers you say, copies of honesty. I'm only thinking you know of me right. Do I make you say? Do disgust you? Anything but me. Let me paint a picture, let me make it clear. Come scream it out. But I wouldn't give to see you trip on your own decision. Thank you guys so much. We're Garden of Agony, and thank you guys so much for having us tonight. This is really freaking awesome. Such an opportunity. Thank you guys for coming out, by the way. This is pretty cool.
Here we go, Keith, right? Oh, hang on. Streaming live in front of a studio audience from the Juneau Live Studio at Resurrection Lutheran Church in beautiful downtown Juneau, Alaska. This is Alaska Music One Presents. Tonight, Juneau's Garden of Agony will perform. Here is your host, Riley Woodford.
Welcome. Thank you. I'm Riley Woodford. It's a pleasure to be here tonight on this Alaska Music One Presents from Juneau Live Studio with Garden of Agony. I'm here with David, Darren, Daisy, and Caleb. And they're going to be playing about 11 songs tonight. Virtually all of them written by David and Daisy and arranged by the band. And we'll talk a little bit about their songwriting, their first LP, or their first recording, Chasing Summer, their current recording that they're working on right now in the garden, and their plans for the future, and their music. So it's a pleasure to be here tonight. This is the first live music I've heard in about 18 months. It's almost overwhelming. It's so cool to hear live music. It's been so long. It's just, all of a sudden it just comes back how great it is to hear people in front of you actually playing instruments. Yeah! This is so nice. I really want to thank Keith, Giles for helping set this up and making this possible tonight. Keith is doing sound tonight. He's a big supporter of the band, and he really made this possible tonight and put this show together with the help of the folks here at Juneau Life Studio. So they're going to do, I think, 5 songs, and then we'll take a break and talk a little bit. We'll have a little intermission. They'll come back and play 5 more. So please, a big hand for Garden of Agony.
To be apart, to belong. In your way through your eyes, Thank you, guys. This next song is called I Don't Love You. What do you want me to say? How did it end up this way? You know the answer, but the truth don't make much sense now, does it? Do you wish to hear another little pretty ending? Here's how the story goes, or so it goes, yeah. Here we go. You died the smile on your face, made her feel weak inside. Seeing the light in her eyes. Well, nothing means anything when it's temporary, because I don't love you. No, I don't love you. No. Do what you will or whatever you wish with this information. Personally, I like to cut to the chase, then rip it off like a band-aid. She dwelled in daydreams and idealistic make-believe, fitting molds untrue, deserting you. I don't love you. No, I don't love you. No, no. answer, so that is what I'll give to you. To you. Thank you guys. This next song is a cover. It's called Still Alive. Fighting the same old war, had it even up to score, and I'm still alive, and I will survive. I can't take what life's got to give, just need a little time, and I'm still alive, same old drive. I can handle what comes my way, just give me another day. Times have changed, my friend. I'll be here till the bitter end, with a guitar in my hand. Yeah. I've been to hell and back, and I am falling off this track. From the back to the front page, from the gutter to the stage, and I'm still alive, and I will survive. So very far from home, and I woke one summer day, and I fell in love. And the times have changed, my friend, I'll always be the same. I had here to make my stand, and I'm still alive, talking that same. Alrighty, that was the first time we've ever played that song live. This next song we're playing is Falling in Reverse. It's an original. Thank you.
Galaxies far away, roaming aimless in the dark. Here resides my heart, so empty, so heavy, makes it ironic. Try to be sad, but life just makes me laugh. And I try to turn back time, but I'm glued to present tense. Yes, I'm glued to present tense for you. Big picture in my head, so clear, so vibrant. Well, I don't want the picture, I want the real thing, and I'm searching for all the answers. Try to makes me laugh.
Try to turn back time
To present tense, yes, I'm glued to present tense. I'm falling. That's the truth, but what you gonna do when life catches up with you? Gravity never leaves my side, and I'm reaching for the sky. Yes, I'm reaching for the sky, but I'm running out of time. Yes, I'm running out of time. Out of time. I'm falling in reverse. Well, I try to be mad, but life just makes me laugh. And I try to turn back time, but I'm glued to present tense. Yes, I'm glued to present tense. I'm falling. So falling. Yes, I'm falling. Thank you, guys. All right, this is the last song before our break. This one's another cover. It's called Reach for the Sky. How are we doing so far anyways? You guys all right? Open your eyes, reach for the sky. Don't you worry, you know we'll make it through the night. The stars that shine through you and I. The clock winds, will we ever see the morning? I know it's gonna be alright, it's gonna be alright, it's gonna be alright. I know it's gonna take some time, it's gonna take some time before we get it right. Let's make it through the night. The Christmas lights, the tangle eyes, they hold us tightly, but nothing seems to break the silence. The night's on fire, and so we cry. The clock winds, will we ever see the morning? No, it's gonna be alright, it's gonna be alright, it's gonna be alright. I know it's gonna take some time, it's gonna take some time before we get it right. Let's make it through the night. Make it through the night. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna be alright, it's gonna be alright, it's gonna be alright. I know it's gonna take some time, it's gonna take some time before we get it right. Make it through the night. Make it through the night. Take some time, take some time before we get it right. Let's make it through the night. Thank you guys.
Come on over.
Thank you for having us.
Daisy, David, Caleb, Darren and Caleb.
Yeah.
Right, very good. And so how long have you been playing as Garden of Agony?
I think 3 years now.
Yeah.
3 years.
Since 2018, yeah.
Since what?
Since 2018.
2018. Okay, good. And when did you record? Chasing Summer?
Chasing Summer was recorded back in 2020. It was finished. We spent most of 2019 recording the album and got it released on Cinco de Mayo 2020.
Yeah. So you recorded that here in Juneau?
Yes.
Yes,
Where at?
Second to
Second.
none sound.
Yeah.
Second to None Sound?
Yeah.
And who was the engineer or the?
He was, his name is, he goes by Jabo Audio.
Mhm.
He's a pretty cool guy. He was also like a fifth member of the band. He wasn't just him like sitting there recording us. He's like, oh, why don't you do this and do that? He's like, made it pretty fun to, I'm not like going like to work or something like that, but he just made it fun. It's pretty awesome.
Good to work with.
Yeah.
So more than just somebody that captured your performance.
Just like record.
He contributed to it. Good. Is he here?
Don't think so.
He's probably online.
Yeah, he might be on
Probably
too.
Or might be in California or something. He travels quite a bit
Oh,
too.
yeah,
It's hard to know where he is from day to day. No.
And how long did it take you to come up to write the songs for the recording?
That honestly, it differs honestly because I wrote a lot of lyrics just by myself, and then we just started like jamming, and it kind of worked. Like my writing process is, I'll hear something is playing, and I'm like, that goes very well with the lyrics that I'm writing, or anything that I'm writing in general. And we'll bring it together, and we'll all pitch in on lyrics and stuff, and just go from there. But I think it took maybe about a year to get things all situated, because in the studio, we didn't have anything finished. We actually finished writing every song that we wrote in the studio. So last
In the studio, so they're like true studio songs.
But
We
you
had like what was it? Just Monday Rain, Falling in Reverse, Sleep. Were the only
Hardly,
one.
because I freaking. We have an inside joke where we call ourselves the Last Minutes because we always do things last minute. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we're always just overstressing, and then by the time things get to it, this is smooth like butter, melted butter, or something like that.
But if you wait till the last minute, it just takes a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
So you have, I'm assuming you have lots of writing, lots of lyrics, and then you have come up with musical ideas.
Yeah.
And then you kind of just inspire each other back and forth what'll fit. And
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll come up with things, but I'm a professional amateur, so I can't even write for the life of me. They all come in with that stuff. It's really.
Yeah, I can't really say how I come up with anything. I'm professional amateur too, because I'll just be sitting there, playing something, and she's like, "Oh, keep playing that." And I was like, "I don't even remember what I played," so she have to like be like, "Oh, yeah, you went like this." It's like a Queen when
I know.
they did Another One Bites the Dust, and they went to go have a pizza party, and they came back, and the bassist didn't remember his line, and Freddie Mercury had like doo-doo-doo.
Oh, he sang it.
Yeah. So it was like that. But
Yeah.
So how, if you have a chord progression and you're kind of going, oh, this might work with that, then how do you come up with a melody for it?
Vocal wise,
that takes a lot, actually. It's I have to constantly think of what I'm trying to portray for the song, and I like to take a lot of my inspirations from like my favorite bands and stuff or artists, and I'll be like, how would they do it, but in my own way? I would, you know, it's kind of how I do the whole thing, and then if it reminds me of a certain song, I'll emulate it, but in my own way. It's kind of the best way I can explain it.
Well, so if you're looking at a sentence of a lyric, if it's a statement, I mean, are you thinking about singing it in kind of the way it would be said, but then putting emphasis and things?
Yes, actually, that's what I definitely the main thing I like to do is like portray exactly what I'm feeling in that lyric. And sometimes I like to do the opposite and make it completely wrong, because maybe we'll write a happier song and it'll be completely sarcastic in a way where I'm mad, but it's a happy sounding song. And I'm like, I hate you, you're the worst, something like that.
But the tone is so upbeat.
Yeah, yeah. I think I like those kind of twists. and
Like
stuff.
Monday Rain was, well, that was, I wrote the lyrics, but it was, you know, like a poem, a huge book, chapters in it, and Daisy came in and she made it her own, you know. It's
Actually,
one of
that took 3 cycles of writing, as all of our songs do. He wrote it, and it was like whole ass story. Sorry, that was like the first word. It was a freaking long story, and then our bassist came in and he made it poetic, and then I went in and simplified it because I like, you know, take inspo from like Britpop bands, and I like that short stuff and it gets to the point. So, yeah.
And then do you find that if you're singing somebody else's words, that some words just don't sing well, or they don't work together?
Like for covers and stuff?
No, like when you two are working together, like taking a song where you wrote the lyrics, then you kind of have to adjust them?
Yeah, because I like to do certain syllables, and I won't be able to fit it into what I'm trying to sing, and so I'll shorten it up, and then like maybe go to the dictionary and find what this whole paragraph means in one word, and then I'll just go from there.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what you're saying before about tightening it up and moving it down.
It's kind of like puzzle. It's like a puzzle. You gotta like, it's put together, and you need to get apart, and then you put it back together. Kind of like that. That's how it is for me.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you kind of had a break there. You recorded one album, and then you obviously were playing somewhat around town, but then the COVID happened, right? And basically all the performing opportunities shut down. People weren't able to go out. So then you worked on the material for this recording you're working on now. Is that right? And you've been writing.
Yes, we've actually done a whole lot of writing during COVID, and it's crazy because we were playing a lot before COVID happened, and then everything just shut down, and it was like, dang it, that's like, it's our outlet, so it's like it was given to us. We got a taste of what it was like to play live for like continuously, and then it got taken away from us, but it makes us appreciate it more, so we're like, yes, we can't wait to get back out there and do things, and I'm especially excited to complete our new album, and yeah, what do you think?
Yeah. So did you learn anything recording the first album that's now helping you?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, because you know, like most of our album was just, you know, just scratch. Like he's like, you guys ready to record? We're just like, deer caught in the headlights, you know. But this time we were able to like really like slow down. Like we're playing some of the new songs today. Actually, it's like I Don't Love You, which I like to joke around and say that's our first love song, but it's not. It's not. But yeah, we most definitely just sat down and really took our time with this, because I Don't Love You took like, I think it was around the time we finished Chasing Summer. Yeah, this is like some of the riffs I had were in the back burner, and then we're finally bringing it forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then as far as what about as far as being in the studio and the kind of the working with your instruments and capturing? I mean, do you feel like you're capturing what you want to sound like?
Yeah.
Yeah, tone is everything for sure. We've been wanting to be sure to, you know, like with David's guitar, you know, and all his pedals that he uses, we definitely want that to translate like it as good as best as possible, you know, during the recording process and stuff like that. And So there was a lot of different things that that Jabo did with miking the amps and everything. He normally you don't ever mic a bass cabinet, but he did in this case with this album, and just to capture that body, I guess, of the bass and all that, and timing, and he really clicked well with Caleb. Him and Caleb would really just talk a language that we didn't understand as far as timing and stuff like that went. And so, but we did definitely learn a lot, and in the studio with him, and but we're really looking forward to continue to keep that working relationship with him. And yeah, it was an awesome experience for sure. We definitely learned a lot.
Yeah, I think our second album is kind of shaping our sound more, because this first album was kind of an experiment, and because there's already songs on on our first album that I'm kind of embarrassed of.
Oh,
But
right.
yeah, I'm like, oh my god, we wrote that. That's weird. But you know, I'm a little more proud or excited about the new album because it's more mature and well, I guess it's kind of angsty still too, so we haven't really outgrew that. So yeah.
Right, but you wouldn't know what you know now if you hadn't done it.
Yeah.
So it kind of had to be what it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially with me and my, all my guitar pedals and going through so many amps, kind of when I was in the studio, I had like 2 of them, and they were really good amps, but they weren't me, and I just continually like tone searching and all that. And I had this one really loud amp, and now I'm like going for smaller amps and stuff like that. And even with like my guitar structures and structuring too, it's getting more, I'm like really more thinking about it, because I just went in and I just kind of winged it with the first album and just hoped it sounded good. Like on Liar, my guitar solos on there, I think I was like woken up early in the morning and I didn't go to sleep till like 4 or something like that, so my guitar solo was just like,
Honestly,
I was hoping that was going to be good, but
it
they're
was
pretty
good though.
good.
He wanted to redo it, and I heard the second take, and I was like, dude, keep it the way it was, or the way it is, because it reminded me of that 90s grungy sound, you want to call it that. I was like, it's good.
Right, it had a feel.
Yeah,
feel that you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I write most of my guitar stuff tired too, so it fits.
So when you're playing, are you playing pretty much the same way each time? Do you improvise much from song to song? I mean, from version to version, or?
Yeah, I think
He's an improv guitar player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's definitely.
And that kind of, sometimes Daisy will throw him a look and it's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing a different solo? And why don't you stick to the one that's on the album? And, yeah, David's an improv guitar player.
Yeah.
Funny thing, I don't remember most of the guitar solos on there. I like try to wing it from like my memory. I'm like, that.
Well, it is funny sometimes to hear a band live and hear them play note for note
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
off the
crazy.
recording. It's like, wow, these guys really, this is the song. Like, they are not going to change it.
Yeah, I think mainly what they call progressive bands or something like
Well,
Dream Theater.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Dream Theater, gosh.
Yeah.
So the second album is In the Garden, correct?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
coming up.
Yeah.
Yep. And when do you plan to release it? When do you think you'll have it?
Spring 2022 is what we're pushing for, and we've got to get these 2 covers recorded for the first cover we did, Reach for the Skies, by the punk band called Social Distortion, and it's going on a punk tribute album, and that'll be kind of our a foot in the door for us for as far as actual labels getting to record and put a song on their label for this particular tribute album. And Reach for the Skies by an artist by the name of Pals Battalion. That one's going on a Crossfade album, where what that means is we'll be covering their song and then they'll be covering our song, and it'll go on the same album. So it's going to be pretty neat to hear a cover of Garden of Agony,
Right.
by another UK artist, which is really cool. Yeah.
And that was the song that you're contributing to that album, is the one you played just before
Yeah,
the break.
that's just a break. Yeah, just for the break.
So can you tell us about your name?
Garden of Agony. That's a good question. It's a Bible. It's in the Bible, actually. It's a Bible scripture about.
It's the passage where Jesus is agonizing in the Garden of Gethsemane, and
Yeah.
it was just you know, it was the Garden of Gethsemane, but, you know, everybody's got that garden they have to come to in their life where they have to wrestle with, you know, what they got to wrestle with to come to a decision and a choice like he had made. And we always thought that was a pretty heavy, you know, name and title for the band, and it just, and like Daisy always says, it sounds real poetic, you know. Garden of Agony.
Yeah, 'cause somebody had said that it sounds very brutal, and it is, because, you know, life's brutal, so that's kind of what the whole message behind that, the band name, is to be, like, completely honest and raw about what we go through in our lyrics. We'll write some, you know, maybe story-like songs and whatnot, but the main point that we try to get across in our lyrics is just what we go through, so hopefully other people can relate. And I feel like that really ties together with the band name, and it has a lot of meaning. It's pretty cool.
So that whole passage, the
Yeah.
gospel passage.
Yeah,
of-
yeah.
And then there's a bit about why were you sleeping? Like his
Yeah.
apostles fell asleep.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you were
yeah.
supposed to be watching them,
Yeah, I had a little bit too much wine that night, I guess. And,
but nobody falls asleep during your
yeah.
show.
Maybe just before the, you know, events we have to get to.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So what are your plans coming up?
I think we've all kind of decided to make that big leap to, you know, move the band where we can, you know, gather. We appreciate Juneau. We love Juneau. Juneau's our home. It's definitely where Garden of Agony had definitely started and, you know, originated. And but, you know, I think we're making a big step to move the band where we can get a lot more shows in the club circuits, and, you know, just there's a circle of states down on the East Coast side that our band manager Trinity Michaels, shout out to him, by the way, he has lined up for us to, you know, play those areas, which would be good exposure for the band for sure to, you know, get in. It's definitely in this business there's no plan B, you know, and we've got to go all out or go home, you know. It's just, it's definitely what we want to make sure to do to get this, you know, off the ground the way that we'd like to see it get off the ground for sure.
So Trinity is your manager.
Yes, Trinity Michaels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where you're planning to move to the East Coast?
Yes.
Yes,
in that area, yeah.
that, and also it would just be a very good experience to just, you know, get out of Alaska. Alaska's awesome, but, you know, it's only Alaska. Like, we've had our share of playing around a few places in Alaska, and we want to get out and, like, you know, we want to, even if we've got to go through a lot of trial and error, which we've already have, but it's going to be really cool. And but for upcoming things here, I believe we might have a few small gigs lined up for us, which would be cool to participate in.
But when you tour, it'll be more than Douglas and Ock Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually never played in, oh no, I'm just kidding. Well, I was just gonna say we never played in Douglas, but we played in Sandy Beach. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah, you did. So you did.
Twice, no, 3 times, my bad.
Yeah. So the plan, you'll release the new recording, and then you'll be touring, playing shows, doing almost exclusively all of your original songs.
Yes.
You'll continue to write and hopefully continue to record, and yeah, very
Yeah,
good.
sure.
So I want to ask you one more thing before we take a break. What is the little box with the mic up there?
That is my pig nose guitar amp. It's one you can just carry everywhere. And we were just in New York, and Daisy was telling me to bring that, and I should have brought it, looking at it. But yeah, it's a portable amp. It's pretty cool. And we were going to bring this other one that's like 90 pounds, and she's just like, just bring that. And I was like, okay.
So tonight you're playing through that amp in the corner. Right?
Yeah, that's a cager amp.
And then, but are you also playing through that?
No.
So
I-
we're not here.
I did,
Just
yeah.
Oh, you
I
did.
didn't-
So when you were playing the telly, you were
Yeah.
playing
Yeah.
through that, and it was mic'd.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring a big amp, and I was like, just let me do it. It's
Oh, yeah.
punk rock. No.
That's fine.
That's a daisy size.
Yeah. And did you get that guitar in New York?
I got that butterscotch telly that I was playing for the first set in New York. I wasn't really planning on getting. Well, that's kind of. I was. I went to Guitar Center and I saw it and I was like, oh, I'll try it. And I played it and I was like, oh man, I gotta have this guitar. It's just like Darren says, it kind of completes the tonality that we're looking for.
Yeah.
Especially in guitars, because I know pretty much they own the guitar, so I have to like do a lot. So that's why I have a bunch of pedals too, to cover all that air, all that from escaping, make sure there's no dead space.
Yeah, very nice.
50
So-
pedals later.
So you're gonna be coming back and playing about 5 more songs, and these will be all, some of your new ones and some of them off of Chasing Summer as well?
Yeah.
And some brand new songs?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. It's pretty
Great,
exciting.
well, thank you so much for playing and kind of providing some fresh air in the middle of this,
Yeah,
This-
exactly. We're
dearth of live music. So how about a big hand for Garden? Yeah. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. We're gonna take a quick break now.
So we'll be on a break. Thank you, Carnegie, thank you, Riley. So we'll be on a break. And so the audience, if you guys need to go out and take a break and get something to eat, that'd be great. And I'm going to do a couple commercials during this period while we're out. So thank you guys. Thank you very much. Guys, feel free to head out and
really
get something to
good.
eat and take a break. And audience also, studio audience. Thank you, studio audience, for being here today too. Especially since for those not in Juneau, it's pretty cold and wet out. No snow yet, but I'm sure that is coming for Juneau. So we're going to hit a couple things during this break for while we're on air. So we want to put the camera back on though, and I'm going to have Pastor Karen come out here, and we'll talk a little bit about Juneau, the Juneau Live program, for why we have the Juneau Live program. So Pastor Karen.
Welcome.
Thank
you for being here.
Yeah. So let me introduce myself.
Mic on?
You're on.
Okay.
So I'm Brad Perkins. I am the producer of Juneau Live for the church, and this is Karen Perkins, and yes, we have the same last name, and so I am Pastor Karen's spouse. And so, Pastor Karen, you want to talk a little bit about what is Juneau Live and why?
So Juneau Live is a studio that we built so that we could actually connect with people who were isolated at home and hoping to get the church services to people who weren't able to come actually to worship in the sanctuary space. Having that, we knew that there were a lot of artists in town that weren't able to perform, and a lot of people in town that weren't able to go to any of the music events that Juneau usually has. So it seemed like absolutely obvious that by having Juneau Live, community events, music, and we have some other events Brad will tell you about, and other events could be shared with those who aren't here, and those who are here. And we're really about nourishing people's bodies with the food pantry and nourishing people's spirits with community and arts.
Yeah, and so this is our second season of doing Juneau Live. Our first season we produced, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 episodes of various shows, and so tonight is the premiere of the second season of Juneau Live. We have, I think, about maybe 8 or 9 shows in production. So the Alaska Music One series had 5 shows last season, and you can go on the YouTube channel, which is Juneau Live, which is YouTube/C/Juneau Live, and you can find those shows. Also, you can go to the website, juneaulive.org, and you can find there's a listing of each of the series and the shows in those series. There were some great concerts we had last year that were spectacular. This is a new format for this concert. Last year we did a number of bands each concert, and this year we're going to focus on one band each concert. This was Riley and Keith's idea to do this. I think it's a great format for this series. So I want to tell you a little bit about the other programming we have. Juneau Live, by the way, is a secular channel. It's not religious. RCL Live is the channel that broadcasts the church services, and that's our church channel that we have. We are actually sitting in the church sanctuary. We just converted into a studio when we're not when we're doing the Juneau Live thing. So.
Which is usually when I jump in with my commercial, which is we are a church. Churches run on contributions from the members and also contributions from people who want to support what we're doing here. So if you are moved to do so and you're on Juneau Live, you'll see opportunities to donate and help support what's happening so that we can get it out to more people. I also want to mention that we have 10 crew people here tonight, all of whom are volunteers and most of whom are church volunteers. So we're really committed to doing this, but we do appreciate any financial support you're able to contribute.
Yeah, there's a donate button for Juneau Live on the website. You can do a PayPal donation to Juneau Live. We also, starting in July, got on the radio in Juneau, and so we are on the radio in Juneau. On Sunday mornings, we broadcast an abridged version of the worship service for the prior week, and that was also an unbudgeted expense for that. And so we're also looking at contributions on that. And there's a button for donating to RLC on KINY, and we certainly appreciate donations for that. It costs us about $1,000 a month to broadcast to our church service to the community. So,
But you're also invited to listen on KINY 9:30 Sunday mornings.
Right. If you're in Juneau. So I think that's the end of us begging for money right now
Yes.
on this thing. So
Now you can talk about the other programs.
yeah, so I would tell you about a little about the other programs we have that are on. So tomorrow we start the rest of the broadcast season with 5 new shows, 1 returning show, and 5 other shows. And tomorrow we start at 1 o'clock on the hour with each show. The shows are about half hour to 45 minutes. You can watch them live or you can watch them any other time. If you're in Juneau, you can come and be part of the studio audience. The first show is a new show on yoga and meditation. All the shows are similar format to this show, is that there will be it's a talk show format with demonstrations or some activities. So first one is yoga and meditation. That's at 1 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, we have a show that we're very excited about called Juneau Eats. And that is a show about where to get free food or food rights or food services in Juneau, and how to prepare foods you get at food pantries or food you get using food stamps or things like that, and nutrition, and how to prepare food if you're living in a campground or even on the streets.
One hot plate or a microwave, and that's how you can, the way you can prepare food.
Right, and excitingly, we have the manager of Southeast Alaska Food Bank, Chris Schapp, is doing that show, and we also have an associate professor from the Cooperative Extension, who's University of Alaska. That's the other co-host of the show. And we have a nutritionist from the University of Alaska. That's another co-host for that show. Very exciting. That show airs at 2 o'clock each week, and they'll have guests coming in from other food pantries from the state who help with getting people food services, as well as chefs each week on that show. And that show, all these shows air every other week, I should say, not each week. We'll be recording the shows twice a month. And then following that is another exciting show called Into the Arts. And that show will focus on how you can get into the arts, whether you want to perform, learn an instrument, or whether you want to learn how to paint or sculpt, learn how to drum, or whatever you'd like to do. And each week it'll focus on some area into the arts. And that is co-sponsored by Alaska Music One, like this concert, but also the Juneau Arts and Humanity Council will be sponsoring that show. So a very exciting show. For that, we have 2 hosts for that show. And then following that show, we have a pet show called Your New Best Friend. And that'll be led by dog trainer Mike Higgs, who works at Petco. And so that's be really a great show.
And our church dog you've been seeing interacting and chasing the lights, his name is Corbin Perkins. You might recognize the theme in the last name there. But Corbin helps welcome people at the church, and we're looking forward to having this program
that starts after that. So these programs will run, like I said, twice a month. We'll record them twice a month, and they'll go all the way till May. So that's that programming schedule. And there are other programs. One of them is Wildflower. Sandy and Friends Play for Wildflower Court, which is a jam session recorded on Sunday afternoons. That's going to be back in production in November. And we're very excited that Gold Street Music, when they start playing again, which has played in here for years, will be recording once a month on the first Saturday of the month, maybe starting in November, maybe in December. and that'll be in here also. And we also have worship with Pastor Credo Sunday nights at 7 o'clock, which is a native-led service, Christian service, worship service.
Christian worship service.
Right. So I think that's all the shows I remember.
That's all the shows I can remember. I do also want to mention, because I'm getting notes, we have live staff on chat, and so if you're online and are looking to interact with the crew here or give a shout out to the band, you can do that through our live chat. And I want to thank Clarice and Daniel who are interacting with you there.
Right, and in that live chat, you can do it on YouTube. You can also do it on our Juneau Live Facebook page, or there's on the website, we have a live chat function for tech support, but you can also live chat on that. We monitor all those during the shows. I want to apologize for technical foibles tonight. We haven't been doing big shows in here for almost 3 months while we were on hiatus this summer, and we've completely rearranged and rebuilt the studio with the help of Alaska Music One, which I'm going to do next. And so we are, getting things back together, and we will get better. And everyone here is volunteer. And so, I know, but I'm just mentioning again, none of us are paid, and so it's very complicated to have a television studio with 12 cameras and 30-some microphones and everything else. So that leads into, I'll do Alaska Music One now.
Okay, well, I'm going to say thank you for your patience on that, and you're done with me then.
I am done with you, so I will be. So I want to talk about Alaska Music One, who's really our partner at Juneau Live, and so I think we're going to line up to roll the visual commercial while I talk about how wonderful Alaska Music One and how wonderful Keith Giles is in town, and how he's helped us do this. Are we ready to roll the footage? So Alaska Music One has been our partner here since we started this series, and it's been just wonderful to have them as a partner. And their music store is located out near the AT&T store, Domino's Pizza, Juneau Pizza, and it's in the curve out there. The sign above it still doesn't say the new name of Alaska Music One, but it's located in that area out there. It does say Rosal and Giles, I believe, on there. And Keith's going to get fixed someday. But you can see this store is a fantastic store. It has absolutely everything in it. Instruments, equipment. We get our equipment there. It also has places to get lessons. I get my drum lessons there. And you can get all kinds of lessons there. And if you haven't been there, it's really a fun place just to walk around. You can try out instruments, get advice on everything there. And Keith's been a tremendous partner in fixing up the studio. We have an improved sound system here. Our soundboard came from there. And so I really suggest if you get a chance, go visit the store, walk around. They really will help out and do anything. And they are sponsoring not only this show, but also the Into the Art show. And they're doing sound here tonight. They also provide our director for this, the director for this series. And I just can't encourage you enough to go spend the time to go see the Alaska Music One store. It is a wonderful resource we have in Juneau. It's also the only music store we have in Juneau. But I encourage you not to buy online, but to really frequent our places. All that. So I think that's the commercial for Alaska Music One. I think we'll get the band back in here. If you're online tonight and watching, we appreciate that. You can ask questions on the chat, and we will have another Alaska Music One concert in 2 weeks on whatever that date is in 2 weeks. And we don't know the band yet, but there's a bunch of great bands in Juneau. It'll be another exciting concert. And check out our other shows if you want tomorrow live, or you can watch them later in the week. We'll see how those go. It should be an exciting season for Juneau Live from the Juneau Live studios. So thank you again, and we'll be starting back up in a few minutes.
So you have monitors and in-ears?
Oh, these are just earplugs.
Oh, just earplugs.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, good. It's not that loud.
Oh, it isn't?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Well, you gotta protect your ears.
Yeah. Just got.
For you though, I mean, when you're right behind the kit, you know,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a little louder for sure. Do you usually keep the crash that high?
Which one? This one? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Rocker, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. These cymbal stands actually can go quite high, actually.
I guess so.
It's not the highest. This is like, I'd say the shortest, like right here. So,
And what are the shells? What's kind of kit is it?
it's a tomahawk.
It's a tom. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Tomahawk stuff. I got it from my friend actually. He gave me.
Oh, nice.
I ran my overhaul, give it a nice clean. It needs a nice clean again. Fresh heads on here now, all around.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice silver cymbals.
Yeah. Sounds good. It sounds really good.
I like it.
Have you played behind one of these shields before?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
At his
Oh, right.
shop, when we did a live show, then just so it wouldn't drown out the mics up there.
Not
You know.
bleeding so much.
Yeah. 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 It's I'm definitely used to it. But the only thing that I bought for myself.
What's that?
Next time, pick the guitar you got from us.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, you can put your set list right up there too.
Yeah, it's. That'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
Just have my set list right here. Yeah.
You all good? You want snacks or anything?
I'm fine. No,
Alright.
for after.
Yeah. You got about five left? 5 or 6 maybe.
1, 2, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Have time to go back home? I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
walking the road of these endless miles through. These thoughts tell me about the shade of blue. I try to help others, but could not help myself. When storms start hitting, I run for shelter. Shelter, I run for shelter. Monday rain don't seem to let up. Monday rain don't seem to let up. Try to make things better and make things worse. Feel the sting of raining true. Hear the alleyway, yeah, yeah. Run Monday rain don't seem to let. Monday rain don't seem to let. The grass is greener where the sun shines. You're wanting nothing, nothing but a little piece of mind. Summer rain, little gas on bright. Embrace the coldness of a Monday rain. If it's gonna rain, then let it rain. Monday rain don't seem to let. Monday rain don't seem to let. Just a little rain.
Thank you guys. I want to thank the audience for coming out tonight and sticking around, and I'd like to thank the crew. This is freaking really awesome that this was even put together and that we were allowed to play today. And a big thank you to Keith Giles and Alaska Music One and Juneau Live. Thank you guys. This next song is called Fear.
I'm clawing out the fear beneath my skin. It floods my face, exploding in my chest. Can't rid of it, thoughts stinging sweat. My skin it burns with fear anywhere but hell. And I'm pacing back and forth, gripping the fabric of my own. Should I get here? 'Cause I got nightmares floating around in a dream. I got dreams mocking me in my nightmares. And I can't escape, I can't forget. 'Cause I got thorns threatening my joy. I've got fear betraying my faith. Still I'm imprisoned in my own foolish ways. I play different outcomes, shutting my eyes into a different ending. Thoughts sting and swirl, I'm chattering, filled with my teeth again. I'm racing with my thoughts, trying to catch the ones that'll help me. They win the race and I feel I'm left without any hope. Where's the hope? I got nightmares floating around in a dream. And I've got dreams mocking me in my nightmares. And I can't escape, I can't forget. 'Cause I've got joy, but it's you and me. I've got joy, but it's mine and me. It's can't let go. Won't let go. Can't let it go. I can't help me. I can't let go. Can't let go. Twisting answers, bending true, distant your perception, 'cause it works for you. What if it breaks? What will you do? It down no longer works for you. Twisting answers, bending the truth, distort your perception, 'cause it works for you. But what if it breaks? And what will you do? It down no longer works for you. Works for you, 'cause you fall down and fall.
Thank you guys. Are we feeling comfortable yet? All right, this next song is actually inspired by the weather right now because I feel like it's been raining for maybe months on end. And I love the rain. It's really nice and it can be aesthetically pleasing, but sometimes you can't even appreciate it because of how much it rains. But it's a rainforest. But this song is called Chasing Summer. It's basically the metaphorical example of us chasing summer, but, you know, emotion-wise and stuff. You're trying to chase that afterglow or that happiness of summer. If you like summer. All right. Couple of days since the sun rays have splashed our face. Yeah, can't seem to help you to understand. It's understated to say the least. Though you use this love into the wish you well, set fire to my hopes and dreams. Chasing summer, it's not a worthless. It just seems hollow, like the sun again. I'm chasing summer, it's not a worthless. Well, it just seems hollow, like the sun again. Surely the sun recedes dry bones. How can I live when I'm washed out? Searching summer's mystery, a ceremony gone the next. And I'm naked for memories is with the moon.
chase the summer, it's not worthless. It just seems hollow, let the sun out, yeah. I'm chasing summer, it's not worthless. Well, it just seems hollow, let the sun out, yeah. Sick and tired of all this life. Only embers embrace myself so much. Feel alive. Cloudless blue skies will be open for you. 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 Chasing summer, it's not worthless. We got love at our fingertips, yeah. We're chasing summer, it's not worthless. It just seems hollow, let the sun out, yeah. Yeah. Takes before the final move. Must I rehearse my lines or go with the flow? My mind is spinning with observation. Spent all my pennies on my own damn thoughts. I'm reaching for shadows in the dark. Oh God, I don't know why. Maybe I'm mad, or maybe I'm mistaken. Oh God, I don't know why. Maybe I'm blue, running off clues. I'm in between, I'm falling, sinking. Cruise, I'm lost inside, lost in the state. I'm going instead. Nothing's exactly what it seems. It twists and turns your thought till you're left empty. Still I'm reaching for the light at the end of this tunnel vision. Because how do I get there? What will I find? I need to know, where does it go? Oh God, I don't know why. Maybe I'm mad, or maybe I'm mistaken. the blues. I'm lost inside, lost in the static. I'm going stale. Some days I know, but I don't know what to do. Some days I know, but I don't know what to do. Tell me, tell me what to do. Tell me, tell me. Oh my God, please tell me why. Oh God, I don't know why. Maybe I'm mad, or maybe I'm mistaken. Oh God, I don't know why. Tell me why. Daddy. Tell me why. Tell me why. Daddy. Daddy. Tell me why. We can stop.
Thank you guys. This next song is a new one. It's called Breaky. We've never played it live, so we're gonna dedicate it to Keith. Not the lyrics in general. It's just it's a new one. It's cool. Thank you so much for letting us play tonight, Keith. The song's called Break You. It's probably one of my favorite songs.
It's me who completes you. Yeah. Wanna break your heart, linger in your atmosphere, like you can't function without me. I wanna break your heart, linger in your mind, like you can't go on without me. I wanna break you. I wanna break your heart. Let me sing a song, let me be your trust when everything falls. I'm everything you desire, I'm everything you please. I'm piercing, jelly feeling your needs. It's me who completes. There is no other. When everything leaves you lonely, well, it's me, it's me, it's me, yeah. Break your heart, linger in your atmosphere, like you can't function without me. I wanna break your heart, linger in your mind, like you can't go on without me. I wanna break you. I wanna ruin your life. Wish you want me. I want you to need me. I want to make you feel crazy when you're without me. Make you question your sanity. Take up your cross and pledge your life to me. Baby, do you feel lonely? Baby, do you wanna cry? Baby, do you feel empty? Baby, I'll make you cry. I wanna break you. 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 I'm gonna break you. I wanna break you. I'm gonna break you. I'm
you. Break you. I'm gonna break you. I'm gonna break you. It's time. I'm gonna break you.
Thank you guys so much. Once again, thank you guys for letting us play tonight. What a special opportunity to play amongst every other talent in Juneau, Alaska, in Alaska in general. Thank you guys. Thank you to the audience for coming out tonight and sticking around. That's pretty cool. I didn't expect anybody to show up. It's like, but yeah. That's a wrap.